Hello, good morning, and how was your night? Mine was awesome. I hope yours was blissful as well. Okay, I want to talk to you this morning about living in the fullness of God. I wrote it down as it ministered to me. So it says here, living in the fullness of God is when God fills everything that concerns you or your life with His capacity. Your lifestyle is a container of God's fullness. So your lifestyle, your life, everything about you, it should be about God, and that is what God should feel. So if you live in your life and it doesn't have the Christ nature in it, then you are not living in the fullness of God. So I'm going to talk about 6 ways to live in the fullness of God very quickly. 1, submit to God in all aspects of life. Proverbs 3 verse 5 to 6. Let everything about you be about God, in total submission. Some of us are still struggling to give ourselves to God. Some of us are still struggling to total surrendering to God. It's a battle. But if you must live in the fullness of God, if you must live in God's fullness, if your life must reflect Christ and everything about you shows Christ, you would have to submit your life, your achievements, everything you think you are, everything you think you are becoming, everything you think you would be, you submit to God. And the second one, don't live in anxiety. And then the scriptural emphasis is from Philippians chapter 4 from verse 6 to 7. Anxiety. What am I going to do today? How is life going to treat me? This, what if, how is, what? A lot of questions going through your mind. If you are living in the fullness of God, then you are sure of the expected end God promised you. So you are sure that you are meant for success, you are built for success. So everything that should worry you, you already have. So you don't need to be anxious, you don't need to worry, be gloomy, and you think the world is coming to an end for you. That is because you're not living in the fullness of God. If you are living in the fullness of God, you will know that you are created in God's image, and on earth you are a God. Then the number 3, be grateful. 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 18. Appreciate God for everything. Appreciate God for everything. Appreciate God for everything. See, I said the other day that the fact that you have breath, you should be hopeful and you should be thankful, because you are better than a lot of people. You are better than those lying lifeless in the mortuary. You are better than someone in the hospital whose leg is hung up. So you should be grateful for the breath in your nursery, for the achievement, for the stage you are right now in your life. So if you want to live in God's fullness, you have to be grateful to this same God who you are operating in His capacity. Then the 5th one is have an extravagant passion for God. Your passion for God will determine your dimension in life. You understand that? Your passion for God will determine your dimension in life. Are you zealous about this God? Do you want to go all the way for Him? Do you want to do everything that makes Him happy? You know, the way you would want to impress your father, your mother, your lover, your husband, your children, or anybody around you. Can you go all that way for God? Do you have this burning passion, burning desire to do God's will, to serve God, to live in His ordinance according to His will and ordinance, to do everything He's commanded of us to do? So if you have a burning passion for Him, then you are sure living in His fullness. So that is one way to live in God's fullness. When you have this burning passion, extravagancy, you want to go all the way for Him. You want to do everything that makes Him happy, and you have Him nodding His head from heaven, say, okay, this is my beloved Son in whom I'm well pleased with, like He said of Jesus. So you should have that extravagant passion for Him. The 6th one, be a blessing to other people. John 14 verse 14. Okay, for the 5th point I made, have an extravagant passion. So the scripture emphasis is from John chapter 4 from verse 22 to 24. Therefore the sixth, be a blessing to other people. John 14 verse 14. Invest in other people. Love them. Show them love. Show them that you care. Be a blessing to them. For everyone, you have a gift. You have someone that could bless other people. So, but we get so greedy and jealous that we want to keep it to ourselves. No. That's being selfish. You might not have the money, you might not have the material things, the resources, but there are things inbuilt that could bless people. There could be kind words, there could be prayer, it could be encouragement, advice to people. So you can be a blessing to people. You can be a blessing to people. So when you are a blessing to people, then you are living in the fullness of God. So one way to live in the fullness of God is to be a blessing to someone. I don't know who I'm talking to, but that is the last point. I hope this blesses you, and I charge you this morning that you should do all you can so that you can operate in God's capacity, and that is living in His fullness. That everything about you, when people see you, they see Christ, they see God. We are made of His image. So when they see us, they should see the image of Christ. So how do they see this? By living out the above I just mentioned, and you see Christ at work in your life. I pray for someone that God will give you the enabling spirit, that God will grant you the grace to live according to His will. I pray for someone struggling with sin, struggling with surrendering to God. I pray that God would help you, will release and unleash everything that is not of Him in you, and He will replace everything that is of Him in you, so that you would have a relationship and you start a new walk with Him. I pray that God blesses you. I pray for you this weekend that everything you've ever asked of God, God will answer this weekend. Have a fruitful weekend, and if you can go to church on Sunday, please do go to church. And if you know that thing that you would do and God won't be proud of you, don't do it this weekend. And if you're a Christian, you know clubbing is not for you. But okay, have a nice day at work and have a nice weekend, a blissful weekend. I love you, but Jesus loves you more. Bye.